With me now is actor, comedian, and one of the worst cooks in America, Dave Coulier. How are you, Dave?
I'm good, but I'm a better cook than worst.
Okay, so this is what I want to know. Like, are your cooking skills improved at all since being on Worst Cooks in America, Celebrity Edition?
Immensely. When I first got there, they said, look, this is boot camp at the finest culinary institute in the world, and you're going to learn a lot. And I got there, and I thought I was pretty good going in. I thought, oh, I can cook. You know, I'm a good barbecue guy. But I realized I didn't even know how to hold the knives properly. And I didn't know how to dice or chop or do anything the right way. And so I learned a lot.
And so is cooking for you really just about like the skill set of chopping, or is it like reading directions? Like, what really is involved in your skill process here?
Well, now I have a skill process. I didn't before, but now I realize that certain foods have to be combined at certain times. The way that you add certain foods, temperatures, certain combinations of salt and sweet and, sour and all of those different blends that you never really think about. When you're actually making the food, it becomes very important.
Yes, it does. Well, season 19 premiered yesterday, which is absolutely incredible. Apparently, there are a lot of terrible cooks in America. Why do you think you're one of the worst cooks in America? And did you know that you weren't as skilled before coming on the show? Like, were you impressed with how much you learned?
Well, I have skills that I can use the rest of my life now because I learned things that I never thought of before. I mean, they showed us, how to like segment an entire cow. Like, how do you, what are the different parts of, the cow that when you are going to slaughter a cow and actually use the meat, what are all those pieces? And I had no idea where anything came from. I can make breakfast to a fine dinner and desserts from scratch now.
Wow, that's highly impressive. I'm actually curious about the process of getting on the show. Did you nominate yourself or did someone else nominate you? How did you come to be on the show?
I got a call and it was from my agent. He said, hey, you like to cook, don't you? I was like, yeah. And he said, well, would you like to be one of the worst celebrity cooks? And I said, yeah, that's a challenge. So let's go for it. And so, we shot this show and we were there for 2 weeks and it was the most intense thing I have ever done. I mean, it was really 16-hour days of doing nothing but cooking.
That's what do you think your best dish now is? Like, if I had to put you up, what are you cooking for me? What is your best?
I think a steak with a red wine reduced sauce with shallots and mushrooms and oyster mushrooms and probably with some kind of probably pureed either artichoke or asparagus.
Wow, I am impressed. Man, you in isolation, you're probably, like, I'm eating Cheez-Its over here. I need to be, with you. Well, I'm curious, once you arrived on the show, which celebrity did you think was going to be your biggest competition? And were you right?
I didn't know because it looked like everybody was pretty bad going in. So there wasn't I kept saying that Bridget Everett was the dark horse all the way. And she made some great dishes. Johnny Bananas is out of his mind. And, he was cooking next to me during the show. And it was like being next to the Tasmanian Devil, which is not who you want when you're wielding sharp knives and you have flame going. And then Wells Adams was great. Brian Posehn and Bridget Everett and I, we the three comedians, we ended up making each other laugh really hard. So that was fun. And Sonia, she's nutty. She's wonderfully nuts. And Robin Gibbons was a sweetheart. So I mean, it was a really eclectic, nutty group, but it was a lot of fun.